Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Will you all please rise and welcome the graduates of Basic Police Academy class number 448. They're being led in today by the Portland Highland Guard bagpiper, Aaron Anderson. And please remain standing for the posting of the colors and our national anthem being sung by local country singer Ben Rue, who is a friend of recruit Dylan Jacob.
Personnel, present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and
The audience may be seated. Class, you may be seated. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for Basic Police Class number 448. I am Rick Igo, and I served as the primary training coordinator for this class. On behalf of the department, DPSST staff, and the members of the graduating class, we thank you all for being with us today. It's now my pleasure to introduce our special guest and DPSST staff who will participate in today's program. Chief Jim Hamilton, Eagle Point Police Department, and Cole Hughes, DPSST Class Coordinator. Today marks the completion of 16 weeks of training for Basic Police Class number 448. Although we're here to recognize their accomplishments, I would like to take a moment and thank all of you in the audience. These 35 graduates didn't just show up here. We know there were countless sacrifices and adjustments. We all know their success here is directly attributed to the support and understanding these graduates have received from you. Thank you all for your encouragement to the recruits over the last several months, and thank you for being with us today. If you allow me, I want to take a couple minutes and tell you a little bit more about 448. Let's start with the little class demographics. Today we have 31 men, 4 women, representing 21 agencies. Over a third of them came with some prior military experience. These 35 recruits came from all over the state, everywhere from Gresham to Eagle Point, from Josephine County to Umatilla Tribal, with a whole lot of Portland Police Bureau mixed in. I'm extremely proud of 448. I met them on January 20th and brought them into this very room. I showed them the stage where they're actually seated today. I wanted to inspire them to stay focused for the next 16 weeks so they would earn the right to sit here and graduate, and they did it. These recruits heard that message, they stayed focused on their mission, and I truly respect each and every recruit on stage today. I'm going to share more about 448, but now it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Chief Jim Hamilton. Chief Hamilton began his career at Grants Pass as a firefighter with the Valley Fire Service. He was hired as a reserve police officer with Grants Pass Department of Public Safety in 1991. In 1992, he was hired as a full-time police officer, working his way up as a police corporal, public safety sergeant, lieutenant, captain, and deputy chief. Jim retired from Grants Pass in 2022 after 31 years of service. He worked part-time as a school marshal until being hired as Eagle Point's chief of police. Jim holds an associate degree in criminal justice, a bachelor degree in business admin, and is also a graduate of the 270th session of the FBI National Academy. Chief Hamilton brings a lot of experiences with SWAT, emergency vehicle operation, and so much more. Most recently, in fact, just last month, Chief Hamilton was named Chief of the Year by the Oregon Association Chiefs of Police. Jim is married with 5 kids, 6 amazing grandchildren. He enjoys working on old cars and driving, especially if it's a Chevy. In his downtime, you can find him working in his yard or trying new foods to eat. I'm happy to introduce Chief of Eagle Point Police Department, Chief Jim Hamilton.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everybody. I'd like to start by thanking DPSST Class 448 for allowing me to come in to share this milestone with you. It's an honor to be here, and I'm really humbled to have a chance to share some insight with you. Been in the job for a long time, and it's apparently time for the dad talk with all of you, so let's see what we can do here. Sorry, I'm not better looking or smarter. Obviously, I didn't do a headshot before they let me come in, so you're stuck with me, sorry. To the families that are present here today, I want to echo what Rick said earlier. Thank you for your support. Your loved ones have gone through 16 weeks up here trying to get what they need to get done under stress, and I know how hard it is at home, especially for younger families. So thank you for your support, continued support as they continue in their career. They're gonna need it for the next step. So, when I was asked to do this, I started thinking back to my police academy and when I graduated, and tried to think of what was said to me, what was that prolific thing that was said that would stick with me throughout my career. The bad part is, at the time we were in Monmouth, it was still BPST, that's how old I am, and I don't even recall the presenter. So I'm hoping that some of you will take a tidbit of what I share with you, and then if not, maybe later on, you get a chance to be up here and share something prolific for somebody down the road. So, much like most of you, I know you're wanting to get out of here, so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I did a full 8-week academy, sorry. It was rough back then too, but 16 weeks I can't even imagine, so 8 was bad enough and I was ready to go. I just wanted to check out and get out and go home. So, before you throw things at me, let's get on to it so you guys can get back to your real work. So, what do I wish I knew back then that could have helped me navigate my career and maybe give me a few less bumps in those hard lessons? Few tips, things that came to me along the way, and I'll start with a quote, and this is something from one of my first training officers, was I'm gonna give you some tidbits of information for you to use or discard at your leisure, see what fits, take what works, what you don't like, throw it away. So the work has certainly changed since 1991. Pretty sure after talking to some of you, my duty belt is older than the majority of you sitting up on this stage. We'll get over it. However, the people that we're dealing with are not that different, nor are the folks that are coming through these classes that much different. I see a lot out of you guys, having a chance to talk to a few of you. It's very refreshing to hear that excitement to get back to your office and get to work. When I first started, I had a salty old Vietnam-era cop that pulled me aside and he said, "Kid, I'm gonna give you the tips to making it through your law enforcement career." He said, "Stay away from the 3 Bs. Being young and dumb, I said, I don't get it. And he said, "Here's the 3 Bs, booze, bucks, and you pick babes or boys, whichever one." Looked at him and I was like, he's out of his mind, there's no way. Unfortunately, throughout my career, I have seen those 3 Bs pop up time and time again and cost too many officers their careers. It still holds true today. This advice from that old salty cop still holds true today. Unfortunately, some of you will experience throughout your careers at your department. I hope that it's none of you as you go forward. So remember the 3 Bs as you move forward. Next, I want to share with you about honesty. If you haven't heard the phrase, "You lie, you die" in law enforcement, you will. It's going to come from your supervisors, your admin, and probably your FTOs. Hopefully from your union reps as well. You can mess up pretty bad in this job, and if you fall on the sword, you can survive. If you're not honest and you don't have that integrity, there's no way you can survive. Nobody can save you. So there's been far too many times, again, people come in, make a small mistake, they try to cover it up rather than take responsibility. Have the character, have the discipline to step up, be honest about it, take your lumps. Go back to graveyard, work hard, keep your head down, shut up, and eventually you'll get over it. We all do. None of us have survived this job without getting hit for something, so you can make it through, just be honest. Next up, trust. Understand that it doesn't happen overnight. Trust has to be earned, and the folks that you work for and work with are relying on you for their lives, so there's a trust that has to be built. Don't expect to come in and tell them how cool you are or what you did in your previous job, because it's not gonna matter. No offense, but they wanna see what you do, they don't wanna hear about it. So show them what you do and build the trust that they need, that the community wants to see, and that you're gonna be the right person at the right time doing the right thing. You can't just Google search this job and move on from it. You can't just Google search and get right away and get what you need to be able to be that person that's the trustworthy individual. Work hard, keep your nose down, keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, keep your mouth shut, learn, and then you'll have your chance. You're gonna create some bonds that can only be replicated through probably combat experience with military, because you're going through very similar circumstances. When you get through those, it's not what you see on TV. Just be prepared, be there for your partners. Even if you're biting an ankle, that's all that matters. Just be there, be in the fight. Last, honor and integrity. I'm sure at some point each of you had to answer some type of question during an interview or some type of testing process about what honor and integrity is. Simple words, they hold special meaning, and they should really drive who you are and what you do in law enforcement. If you dedicate yourself to this profession and make it to retirement, which I hope each of you do, you don't get to go away with a bonus, you don't get a gold watch, you don't get a trip to Europe. You might get a plaque, maybe a nice dinner. Hopefully, department lets you go with your sidearm. The only thing you walk away with is your integrity. When you walk out the door, there's somebody that's going to fill your role. No offense, it's just the reality. Don't take yourself too serious. There's a reason why the slider on the office doors go one side to the other, because as one name gets pushed out, one goes back in. But it's what you do while you're there, and it's the impact that you make to your agency that will be the legacy, not your name. It's what you do, the folks that you impact as you move up as trainers, as street officers, investigators, administrators. So never compromise your integrity. Hold this as one of the most valuable commodities that you can carry with you throughout your career. It costs you nothing, usually. So hang on to it, not just for you, but for the rest of us. The badge that you wear represents more than just you. Maybe your patch is your agency, but the badge you wear represents every one of us that wear the badge. If you do something to tarnish the badge, it affects everybody. We don't have to look in the too distant past. 2,000 miles away, there was an incident that happened that impacted every one of us that wears the badge. Don't be that person. Stick to your values, hold yourself to the higher standards, and be accountable for what you do. So that's it. Pretty simple. Avoid the 3 Bs, never lie, earn the trust of your coworkers, never ever compromise your honor and integrity. I wish you all nothing but the best in your careers, and wish each of you an amazing journey as what I believe is one of the best, most honorable professions that you can partake in. Your journey will be rough, you're gonna have ups and downs, but you'll survive it. So thank you again for allowing me to be part of this day. Hopefully you take a little tidbit with you of something that will help you throughout your career, and maybe just a little nugget that will keep you from hitting those roadblocks or face planting into walls, much like I did. Thank you very much. If you ever need anything, you know where to find me.
Thank you, Chief Hamilton. After spending the last several months with BP 448, I can tell you that they're an incredible team. I want to assure you that the future of law enforcement is looking very bright. I do want to thank a few key individuals for their hard work and dedication to helping the class. The class first started out mostly as strangers, a mix of personalities and experiences, some with prior leadership and some without. I assigned each person to a team and then allowed them to pick who they wanted to be their team lead, who kept the team on track, making sure everyone knew what to bring, where to go, relaying any urgent information. When I call your name, will the team leads please stand and be recognized? Team A, Heston Richmond, Pendleton Police Department. Team B, Eunice Slale, Portland Police Bureau. Team C, Rigo Vera, Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. And Team D was Alonzo Castillo Ranch, University of Oregon Police Department. Also in week 3, I asked the class for nominations for a class leader, and then we did a vote, and from that, they selected their leader. Since then, this leader has served the class, often helping me coordinate study sessions, assist in communication, but managing changes to the schedule. Can I get Deputy Ron Biscarette from the Josephine County Sheriff's Office to stand and be recognized? To Rob and all the team leads, thank you for your help in getting the class to this point where everybody is about to receive their certifications. Your assistance has been greatly appreciated, and I thank you.
Leaders, take seats.
Now I want to thank the members of our Color Guard detail for their dedication to honoring our nation's colors. Each class has been asked to form a voluntary Color Guard team. Each class shares duties with posting and retrieving the colors every day. You also saw them posting colors for today's ceremony. When your name is called, will the members of the color guard detail please stand to be recognized? And audience, just hold your applause until all names have been read. The color guard members are Officer Bryce Denzel, Portland Police Bureau. Officer Cyrus Irigoyen, Eagle Point Police Department. Officer James McGrew, Grants Pass Police Department. Officer Anthony Pelster, Portland Police Bureau. Officer Luke Sullivan, Portland Police Bureau. Officer Vitali Trachenberg, Portland Police Bureau. Officer Crystal Victoriano, Umatilla Police Department. Officer Dana Zimney Mitchell, Portland Police Bureau. And the color guard leader, Officer Drew Rend, Beaverton Police Department. Thank you all for a job well done.
Color guard, well,
Now it's my honor to present some very well-deserved individual awards. It's our custom to introduce students who have achieved individual honors during their time here. And to the audience, as we present these awards, please feel free to come forward and take some photographs. We're not going to let them get away. We'll hold them here for you. I'd like to invite Chief Hamilton, DPS-ST Coordinator Cole Hughes to stand and help present these. And also be aware that the class does not yet know who's receiving these awards. And so this has been kept a secret until now. The Leo B. App Marksmanship Award is presented to a student who has displayed exemplary leadership and teamwork, as well as excellence in marksmanship, safety, and tactical proficiency. In fact, the firearm staff said this person received this award has a great attitude, is a team player, took what was taught and put it into practice. The Leo B. App Outstanding Shooter Award for Basic Police Class 448 is presented to Officer Colin Daniel, Monmouth Police Department. The Health and Fitness Award is presented to the student in each class who most personifies the ideals of physical fitness program. The student embraces training and strives to get better every day. The student earning this award has accepted this challenge. From physical training class number 1 through session number 42, they worked their best of their abilities at all times. They motivated their fellow students and inspired them to succeed. They not only met the minimum requirements, but excelled. The recipient of this award has demonstrated a willingness to compete and train with passion, and they understand lifetime fitness is a priority in law enforcement. The Outstanding Health and Fitness Award for 448 goes to Officer Dylan Jacob, Redmond Police Department. The Defensive Tactics Award. In each basic training class, an award is given for the best performance in defensive tactics as determined by Academy staff and instructors. Our DT staff said this recruit was selected because they came into the DT program with a good set of skills already. However, they were engaged in learning new concepts and skills, was very attentive and participated in the program with consistent effort and a great attitude. They were always willing to share their knowledge and help other classmates with the concepts or skills being taught. They asked good clarifying questions during and after the session, and they were a great teammate and student. The award for best performance in defensive tactics for Basic Police 448 goes to Officer Daniel McGuire, Umatilla Tribal Police Department. The Academic Achievement Award is presented to the student from each basic police class who has displayed outstanding scholastic achievement. Here we have 6 quizzes, a midterm, and a final, all totaling 269 questions. Most quizzes and exams are thought of by many as being extremely difficult and challenging, as well as highly competitive between 3 or 4 people in this class. Missing only 9 questions overall, and with an average of 96.65 on all coursework, the Lee M. Bone Academic Award for BP 448 is presented to Officer Michael Kofer, Warm Springs Police Department. The Victor G. Attia Outstanding Student Award is named in honor of the former distinguished governor of the state of Oregon. This prestigious award goes to the student in each basic class who is selected by students and staff as the most outstanding student in the class. The student selected has displayed exceptional professionalism by demonstrating an exemplary attitude, an outstanding achievement in leadership, academics, health and fitness, survival skills. Further, the student is considered to embody the spirit and dedication of the class as a whole, representing the entire group, leading when needed, even if not asked, and representing the profession with a positive demeanor and outlook. The Department of Public Safety Standards and Training is proud to honor the recipient of the Victor G. Attia Outstanding Student Award for Basic Police 448 to Officer Dylan Jacob, Redmond Police Department. I gotta say, one of the hardest parts of my job is to not share these names with them ahead of time. I want to celebrate with them. I know these names a week going in and I couldn't, but congratulations to each and every one of you. I'm proud of you. Now it's my privilege to introduce our class spokesperson for Basic Police Class number 448, Deputy Rob Bisker at Josephine County Sheriff's Office.
First, on behalf of Basic Police Class 448, we would like to thank Chief Jim Hamilton for speaking at our graduation today, and would like to present him this token of our appreciation. Thank you. So, I'd like to begin by saying thank you to you all for being here today. It's humbling to see the turnout and the support for our class and the future of law enforcement. For us, today is a special day, a day that I'm sure many of us thought would never come, but lo and behold, it's here. The class of BP 448 has finally earned its chance to sit on the graduation stage. When we arrived here 4 months ago, 39 strangers collectively took the first step into the unknown, a leap of faith into a new and exciting venture that seemed so distant. On that first day, we were asked by Rick, our class coordinator, what our why was. This particularly stuck out to me because it was the first glimpse into the people surrounding me were. When answering to our why, there were an array of answers. Many of us wish to protect our family and our community. Some of us believe it to be a calling, and others truly want nothing more than to help people in any way that they could. It was in this moment that I realized we were partaking in something special, the right group of people at the right time. Regardless of our reasons, there was one undeniable fact. Over the last 16 weeks, we have grown as individuals, as teammates, and become forever intertwined with each other by sharing in this memorable and meaningful chapter of our lives. It's a hard thing to explain if you've never been through it yourself. But as the weeks go by, the world you knew before begins to shrink, and before you know it, your entire life begins to revolve around these strangers that you've just met. As you push on through the weekly classes and the early morning workout sessions, a common bond begins to build as you inevitably pick each other up and support one another. Before long, it starts to feel something like a family. Now, don't get me wrong, I did say family. And as we all know, families tend to come with a type of closeness that at times can be challenging. There have been plenty of misunderstandings, little quarrels, and outright disagreements, but they never got in the way of the common goal. This class has proven itself to be one of resiliency. We always pushed through as a team, even when we didn't want to, and always found a way to right the ship. At the end of the day, this is exactly what this job is. It's about pushing through the hard times as a team. It's about picking each other up when we need it, and it's about staying focused and continuing the fight in the good faith that what we are doing is the right thing. So as I begin to conclude this speech, it wouldn't be complete without acknowledging the appropriate thank yous. Although at this point, I think the Academy would rather give us the thank you for leaving, finally. That being said, we would like to thank all the staff here at DPSST for helping us along in this journey. We appreciate the hard work that you all invest into our success. Specifically, we would like to thank all of the kitchen staff for their continued patience and positivity while having to keep up with our appetites 3 different times a day. A big thank you to our EVOC instructors who for some reason thought it would be a good idea to get behind the wheel of a car and see how fast we could drive. To our firearms instructors who gained noticeably more gray hair than what they started with 16 weeks ago. To the physical fitness instructors who worked so hard to keep us healthy while painstakingly creating the most inconvenient gym times imaginable. To our defensive tactics and use of force instructors who helped us grow, all while watching us beat each other senseless on a daily basis. And to Rick, our class coordinator, who always took the time to help and guide us. Since day one, Rick has always been invested in the success of our class and the future in law enforcement as a whole. You can count on him at any time, and he's never too busy to share a fun, uplifting story that inevitably turns dark and sad at the last moment. But lastly, I think the biggest thank you is meant for all of you here in the audience, our families. While we've been focused on our work for the past 4 months, life has continued on for all of you. Except you've been doing it all without the help of your husbands and wives, mothers and fathers, sons and daughters. We wanted to let you know that we're aware of the sacrifice and support that it takes for us to be here and to pursue our dreams. For that, we are incredibly grateful. So together, let's celebrate our success and the milestone that we've achieved. But before we do, I'd like to say one more thing to the class. If ever you find yourself in a position in life where you're unsure of what to do, take a moment and remember, it's in the materials. Thank you. Thank you again. I'm going to sit down now and hopefully we can get to see a short video of our class and some of the training we've participated in since we've been here.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's a bomb. It's a bomb.
What are you going to remember most about the academy?
Probably the friends that I've made along the way. We've built a lot of bonds throughout the last 16 weeks, and hopefully we stay in contact and we'll all have some really cool stories to share in a couple years.
So why did you want to be a police officer?
I had an acquaintance that had a traumatic incident happen to her, and she didn't want to report it to the police because she didn't think the police would believe her. And so I wanted to become an officer so the victims that didn't have a voice would have a voice through me.
And why do you want to be a police officer?
Well, never really was in the life plan. Originally, I was going to go to nursing school, and while I was biding my time, I was doing some private security patrols. And when a little old lady walks up to you in full uniform, puts her hand on your chest, and says, "Thank you for being around. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making me feel safe," it's enough to make a grown man cry. And so I realized this was the profession that I wanted to be in.
What about you?
For me, my dad was a police officer in San Diego for 20 years, and growing up with him and seeing a lot of people that still talk about him in the community and how much that he made a difference in their lives, I just want to be able to do that as much as I can in the city of Redmond and make a difference in people's lives and help them out as much as I can.
So tell me, why did you want to be a police officer?
Reason why is because I've always respected law enforcement, and I've always wanted to make a positive impact on my community, and I want a career that's more rewarding.
I wanted to have a job that makes a change in the world. It's not just numbers, it's not just money. It's about helping people and making people feel better at the end of the day.
Why do you want to be a police officer?
I want to be a positive role model for my children, my family, and my community. I believe my community has gone through a lot of trauma involving police officers as well, and I want to be a small part of changing that for our community.
As we wrap up here today, I want to take the time to say thank you to the DPSST staff and all the instructors for everything they've done for us. And as we move forward and finish up, I want to wish the class a long, healthy career. It's been a pleasure working with all of you, and very thankful for the time we spent.
Nice video.
All right, for the graduates, this is the part of the ceremony which you've been looking forward to. The presentation of certificates marks the conclusion of your training and the highlight of today's graduation. It signals the end to one phase of your career and the beginning of another. At this time, I would like to ask Chief Hamilton and Coordinator Rick Igao to assist with the handing out of these certificates. Audience, please feel free to come forward and take photos. As usual, we will hold them hostage for you. Will the class please rise and come forward as instructed?
Go one, attack, up!
Carson Berry, Lane County Sheriff's Office. Alonzo Castillo Ranch, University of Oregon Police Department. Nice work. Michael Coffer, Warm Springs Police Department. Colin Daniel, Monmouth Police Department. Bryce Denzel, Portland Police Bureau. Derek Estes, Portland Police Bureau. Ron Gonzalez, Josephine County Sheriff's Office. Connor Hills, Portland Police Bureau. Rob Biscaret, Josephine County Sheriff's Office. Judy is one of our role players, quite popular.
Row one, take seats. Row two, attend, hunt.
Cordero Hickson, Beaverton Police Department. Nice work, sir. Cyrus Irigoyen, Eagle Point Police Department. Dylan Jacob, Redmond Police Department. Robert Jimenez, Portland Police Bureau. Kylie Kebblebeck, Portland Police Bureau.
I got it this time.
Michael Kendall, Beaverton Police Department. Brett Mackey, Marion County Sheriff's Office. Joe McGrew, Grants Pass Police Department. Daniel McGuire, Umatilla Tribal Police Department.
Row 2, take seats. Row 3, attend hut.
Caleb Newman, Medford Police Department. Anthony Pelster, Portland Police Bureau. Heston Richmond, Pendleton Police Department. Ikaika Rodriguez, Marion County Sheriff's Office. Another one, got another one. Nice one. Drew Rind, Beaverton Police Department.
That's awesome.
Excellent. Angela Sampson, Warm Springs Police Department. Impressive. Eunice Slale, Portland Police Bureau. Luke Sullivan, Portland Police Bureau. Vitaly Trachtenberg, Portland Police Bureau.
Row 3, take seat.
Row 4, attend, hut!
Peter Tran, Gresham Police Department. Yep. Nice work, Pete. Lincoln Turner, Umatilla Police Department. Nice job. Rigo Vera, Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. Crystal Victoriano, Umatilla Police Department. Get the call. Ty Walker, Hood River Police Department. Derek Watson, Portland State University Police. There's always a show stealer. Nice work. Ryan Wiley, Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Dana Zimney Mitchell, Portland Police Bureau.
Row 4, take seats.
Congratulations, Basic Police Class 448.
I do apologize. There's so many things I want to say to the recruits and their families, but there's so little time. I do have a few comments I want to do, kind of my way of tying up some loose ends, if you will. To the entire class, you know how I feel about this profession and your role in it. Please be true to yourself, your family, your department, and honor this profession. As I do a couple shout outs here, just understand that I've seen some things along the 16 weeks that I still want to talk about. This is one of them. To Lincoln Turner, during one of the scenario sessions, you were dealing with a mental health subject and you showed such great empathy that the instructor came to me later and said that you displayed the best they had ever seen. And they routinely do this scenario, so that wasn't a shallow comment in any means. So good job. I wanted to just make sure everybody else knew how good you did. Thank you. Not quite as touching, but to Vitali Trachtenberg, you never wear a coat, even in the snow. I even offered to buy you one, just so you know, my offer still stands. You don't have to applaud these, they're not worth it. But to the families in attendance today, I just want to let you know that occasionally one of my tasks is to do room inspections. And myself and another coordinator, we went and did room inspections, not just for this class, but for several of the other classes here on campus. And we came to the conclusion that this class had the nicest, cleanest rooms we had ever seen during our inspections. I just wanted to let you know they can do their beds, they can clean toilets. Don't let them tell you otherwise. All right. Shout out to somebody, I hope in the audience today, Rosa Marie Frutos. Thank you for helping Angela make that video that we saw today. That was well done. To Michael Kendall. Now, they don't know I'm about to call him out. He has no idea what I'm about to say. He's probably nervous. A big thank you for reminding me why we do this job, and it's for our families. It was on, I think, March 13th, and it was your daughter's 5th birthday. I saw that you had a gift bag in class, stood out a little bit, and you told me it was your daughter's birthday present. Later that day, I saw you, your wife, your 3 lovely daughters having lunch, and then you came and gave them a tour in the classroom because you wanted them to see where you're learning how to be a police officer. We need to all remember the value of family. Well done. I mean, self-editing here. All right. I'm going to finish up with one final short story. Bear with me on this one, but I think you'll like it. On week 9, I was told a story by Dylan Jacobs from Redmond PD. You met him. He received 2 different awards. This story actually started the week prior to him even showing up at the academy. There's a recruit in the prior graduating class, number 445, named Ben Smith from Deschutes County. And he was attending his last class at the academy. It's a class we have on resiliency, and the instructor asked them to write down on an index card a note to pass on to the incoming class. And so everybody in that class wrote a note. They were randomly passed out, and Ben wrote a quick message that said, "Remember your why and always stick to it." And then he left a biblical reference of Matthew 5:9 on that index card. Randomly, that card got handed to Dylan, and when he wrote it, he also had a notebook that he used. He brought it from home. It was a personal journal that he uses, and on the bottom of his journal, every page has a different biblical reference. In that case, he wrote it on the page, or he received it on the page, Matthew 5:9. It's amazing, quite the coincidence. And he shared the story with me several weeks later. And so he kind of just remembered that. Fast forward several weeks, he was asked by his church to fill in for the pastor who was going to be out of state. And so in preparation for his now sermon, he wanted to recall on that moment in time where he received a card with Matthew 5:9 reference. on the same page that just happened to be Matthew 5:9. I even went back to the book to make sure it wasn't on every page. It wasn't. It was on that page. He saw that as a sign. He used that as his sermon. And then after the service, he was contacted by Ben Smith, who said, hey, I'm the one that wrote that card. Ben Smith was in the prior class, had just attended that church a few times, had no idea. They two didn't even know each other. They've since become friends. And I just think it's such an important timing event. And I want to equate it that each and every recruit in this room, not just on stage, but in this room, there's certain moments in life where you realize you're in the right job, at the right time, at the right place, for the right reason. We often don't get to see those coincidences all line up, but just know that they're there. And you're doing a job that's changing lives, and you're going to leave an impression on others. So just do the right thing. And thank you for sharing that story with me. All right. Thank you. And if, I have to say this because it's come up a few times. If you don't know what Matthew 5:9 is, it's in the material. And it's on the side. All right. BP 448, you should be extremely proud of yourself. You're entering a career that's way more rewarding than it is challenging. It's a profession where you have the ability to help people, to change lives, to make a difference in the world. You're going to do it one person at a time, one call at a time, one day at a time. I hate to say goodbye, but you guys have more important things to do, so your time here is almost done. Please stay true to the oath that you're about to take. It's now my honor to administer the Criminal Justice Code of Ethics to the graduates. Deputy Biscaret, please prepare the class for the oath of office.
448. Attend. Hook.
Will the members of Basic Police Class number 448, please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I affirm as a criminal justice officer.
I affirm as a criminal justice officer
That my fundamental duty is to serve mankind.
that my fundamental duty is to serve mankind,
To safeguard lives and property.
to safeguard lives and property,
To protect all persons against deception.
to protect all persons against deception,
The weak against oppression or intimidation.
the weak against oppression or intimidation,
The peaceful against violence or disorder.
the peaceful against violence or disorder,
And to respect the constitutional rights of all persons.
and to respect the constitutional rights of all persons,
To liberty, equality, and justice.
to liberty, equality, and justice.
All right. Audience, we're going to invite you to join us for a reception out in our lobby to honor these graduates. We ask you remain seated until they have been dismissed. On behalf of DPSST, our director, Phil Castle, and all of the DPSST staff, we wish each graduate health, happiness, and success in the future. Deputy Rob Biscaret, take charge of the class one last time.